What's up everybody, SuperDorks fan here, and today I'm doing a review on the Vantrue R1 Pro Dashcam, and the guys at Vantrue are very nice to send me one to review for you guys here. And I've always been curious about dashcams, and this one's right around $100, so it's a really good value. It's a lot cheaper than some of the others, and so here's how I mounted it in the car. So it's nice. It kind of hides right behind the rearview mirror there, and I had it wired up. I just kind of pushed it into the headliner there, the wires. And instead of hardwiring it, I just ran it down and moved that little panel there, and then routed it through the glove box, up and over, and then it just comes out right there. So the Mustang is really easy to wire that up, but that's the way that I did it. And you can see it's nicely kind of disguised there next to the rearview mirror. It doesn't really stand out too much, which is great. So anyway, here's some footage of driving around on the highway with it, and this is a typical sunny day, pretty good weather and visibility and whatnot. And as you can see, it does a really good job. I'm far from any kind of dash cam expert, or I haven't had an experience with any other dash cams before, aside from just watching other video reviews of them. And it just seems to do a really good job, though. I mean, you can make out all the license plates, everything's clear. And it just does a good job. Here's some other footage. It's a little bit cloudier now on the highway, and still does a great job, even with slightly lower light here. And it's stable, it's steady, it's a nice picture, and really that's all you really want and need from a dash cam is something that records well, and this does it very well indeed. And so put it in a little more challenging circumstances here, and direct sunlight facing the camera here. And this is where, it gets a little bit not as great. Now, this has an HDR feature on it that actually does a really good job. As you can see, you can still make out the sky, you can still make out the details on the road and the ground, and, everything is still pretty visible. So, did a pretty good job there with that, even with the unideal circumstances. And then here at night, you can see how it does there. And on a lighted highway like this, the windshield was even a little bit dirty, and so that's where some of the grain's coming from there. This is after a long road trip, and it still does a really good job, though. Even cutting through, with the harsh light of the street lights there, it does a really good job. And even, now driving, these are wet roads, back road, and, it does a really good job, even on a dark back road here. I mean, of course, the headlights will kind of help the camera a little bit as well. The Mustang here has xenons, so that gives you extra light over standard halogen bulbs. But you can see, the oncoming cars, you can actually make out the cars even with, their headlights and whatnot. And you can still read everything pretty well. Even with my headlights glaring on the person's license plate in front of me, I think you could still probably make that out if you really tried. And so now we're on some regular back roads here, in the daylight. It's a little bit of a cloudy day, but I mean, really a beautiful picture. And, when I look at footage that I've recorded on others, Sony Handycams and GoPros and things like that, this is right up there with it, really. I mean, maybe some of the brand new GoPros have a little bit better image quality. And it's something that not only is it good just for recording dash cam footage, but also just, if you want to, I'm going to probably be using this in future videos just to kind of, add in a little bit of driving footage of, on road. And this does it great. And the recording is very good. The only other complaints, I only have two real complaints with this that I think could be improved for future models. And the first is that I know it's a micro SD card slot. That's what it uses, by the way. It doesn't come with one. You have to buy one. But I think most people prefer to buy a high quality one, especially for something like a dash cam. You don't want it to fail on you. But it's really hard to get to. I don't really have large fingers. My fingers are fairly small, and I still was having trouble kind of getting it out of there sometimes. You have to use your nail in just the right way to get it out. And the other complaint that I have is that the lock feature that they have is nice, because what it allows you to do is you can hit it and it'll manually save that clip in a different folder, so that if there's something you specifically want to save and you don't know if you'll be able to get the footage off of the card in time before it overwrites, it depends on the card as far as the overwrite times. I have a 32 gig card in there, and I think it fills up in about 3.5 hours or so. So if you're on a road trip or something and you want to save a little clip, that's nice, because it'll save it in a separate folder where it won't get overwritten. The only problem with the lock feature, though, is that it only starts saving that clip separately whenever you hit that button. So say, for example, I see a sweet car drive by, or I see an accident up ahead just happen right before my eyes and I want to save it. I can't, because you have to hit the lock button and it'll start recording after you hit the button. So it'll record everything after that input, but it won't record. I wish when you hit the lock button it recorded like, you know, a minute beforehand, and then it sectioned off that clip and kept that whole thing, because it's constantly recording, of course. So I would just wish that it would have, you know, kind of kept that clip intact and given me footage before I hit the button and after. That would be nice to have. But other than that, it's a really good thing. You know, it has a G sensor, so it'll automatically lock footage if it detects an impact, and I'm assuming at that point it would save a larger clip, so it would record pre-impact, but I obviously am not going to test that out. But so that's it has a lot of other really great features, though. You can check out the link on Amazon in the description below for all the information about this dash cam and the features that it has. It has a lot of great features. It has, you know, automatic power on, power off. It has motion detection and all kinds of other features. And you know, I think it's probably the best value out there as far as a dash cam goes. I mean, there's a lot of cheaper ones that probably won't be quite as good. This has a good mix of being really high quality yet still being very affordable, and I think it does almost as good of a job, if not as good of a job, as a lot of the more expensive ones. So very impressive job. And so yeah, thanks to the guys at Vantrue, and thank you guys for watching, and let me know what you think about it. If you have any questions about this dash cam, leave them in the comments below and I'll be more than happy to answer them. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care.